of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Good evening and welcome to an A.H.A.D moment, the calm before the storm. I'm your host, Minister A.H.A.D. With me today, we have Lord Holy Apostle Dean Saline, Brother Faculty with the co-host, and we're missing Holy Queen Mother Rabia. May I ease his peace, and I'm present by everybody's present. That's in his audience that are present, those watching this program. Lord Father, our Lord, A.H.A.D, Amen, in this day. You know, A.H.A.D is something, man. We had a previous show dealing with the real education for the people through the messenger.
Yeah. Let me, before we get started, I got kind of a little confused. Did you change your name? Yeah, you called him something, brother. Whatever.
Brother Fat Kid.
You said Fat Kid something. Abdul Aziz, you tried.
Oh, okay.
He speaks so fast, he get out the car, man, be gone. But go ahead. You gotta forgive him. We've been talking, you know, off stage and
I ain't something, you know.
kind of going there.
Collect
yourself.
Yeah, you know. One of my friends always is to try to get me to speak slow. There's
I know. I've been trying to get you to speak slow for what, 15 years?
Yeah, you know.
I used to have him repeat it. I'm like, what'd he say? He like a bullet.
You know, to slow down, you know, express the fullness of what I either give me of his understanding to manifest.
Well,
I either give some
I speak slowly and I still don't get around to
Oh,
I know. Just imagine them having a conversation. He want to smack him for going so fast, and he want to smack him for going so slow, and I'm lost in the middle.
You like between two extremes. I got in the midst of things. It's like you bring a balance.
Oh, do I?
Yes, you do.
I be lost like that, man. I think Allah bring that balance.
The balance
If you leave me alone, I be going like that. Can't understand. You know, one of my children said to me, they said, Daddy, you're the only one understanding his dreams. And I was looking at one of the shows, and we was talking, and you was talking so fast that I could see that people didn't know what you said, but I was responding to you. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. You speak fast as could be. Your son, he speaks fast too, but he get caught up all the time.
So, yeah, he did.
He be like, what did I say?
Yeah, you know. But I guess because I easily created everyone in the way that it's created, you know.
Yeah, that's a talent.
You know, but I try to ask my Lord to balance me out, slow me down, you know, because in reception of things, you know, see what thing is the process that allows you to take every individual through so they can assimilate and make it applicable to themselves, to their own life, and fit in. And part of education that I either send down of his education today is a assembly that's needed for the world, you know, I mean the world of each individual, you know, before we can go out, assimilate to yourself, and make it so Allah can bless you so you can walk in His way, you know, of His understanding. Because much of the problem of the world that they has become a man taking their own mind have become the greatest height. And people who have degrees in education really think they have reached the epitome of the top of the cream of the crop, so to speak, of what the world what I have to offer them. And their mind has become like an anchor to them, whether they know it or not, belongs to them as an anchor that keeps them weighed down from really flying to the Lord of truth, the Lord of reality, you know, because they have become complacent. So okay, I've achieved the best of this world, and this is not the best of the world, not the material things, the goods of this world, or the fine job and homes and the like, but to come to the true success that Allah speaks about, which is itself, to have the good, because the people mistake the goods for being the good itself. It is only a gift. not the given reality of scheme of life.
Yeah.
So people, as they watch these programs and hear this word on the phone from the Lord, always try to assess yourself, gauge yourself, where you're
That's
at.
a hard thing to do for people too,
yeah.
because it's a judgment that they're making.
Right.
But I would term it not to judge yourself, not to gauge yourself,
Okay.
but to open yourself up
Okay.
and be more objective, more
Yeah.
so than subjective.
Yeah, that's true.
Open yourself up to receive, man. I was talking to, you just struck a nerve with me. I was talking to one of my sisters, man, and some heavy things was going on in my biological family. They got some problems and stuff, right? And I was trying to, straighten some things out. I was talking to my sister, and it was a heated discussion. And, she has a lot of degrees, educational degrees. She reached a great height in terms of her service to the U.S. government, working for the nation, down in D.C. And she blurted out of her mouth in the midst of our conversation we was on the phone, who got the PhD? And immediately my mind went to a joke, the pretty hard diploma. Because it don't matter what you got. It's what you understand, what you see, what you know, what you recognize. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you reach the height of the jin's world, you have not even touched the ground beneath the earth of the heavens. And you talking about a PhD as opposed to divine knowledge. And she caught herself after she said it, but she blurted it out, and it was like, that's not meant for him to hear. But that's her position in life. How she look at other people. You know what I mean?
She holds the mind of many people, don't know, really in the world.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You struck a nerve. That's where they stand. They believe in that, Yeah. I remember my sisters. I come from a family of educated people, man. It's my younger brothers. They were the babies of the family, and they kind of missed out. They went into the world and stuff like that there. But all the rest of my sisters and brothers, they are educated, and they got degrees, and they believe in the system and everything. You know what I mean? But they used to go off for years because they couldn't understand why I didn't go to college to get a degree. And they couldn't understand that the Lord El purposely kept me away. I had many desires to achieve various things that I could do. But the Lord said, no, you're not doing that. You're not going this way. You're not going to have this. You're not going to have that, and so forth and so on. They can't see that. But they say, he's so smart, he done helped so many of us through school. Them, nieces, nephews, associates, friends, helped them in their work, in their college work, even writing essays and different things. And they say, why won't you? Because that's not for me.
Allah's, as the opinion you talk about, Allah's saying you do have a PhD. You have Patah's highest degree.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's nice, a nice swing. So you can put something else in my head.
I just struck when you described your sister's reaction to you.
Right.
The sense of the reaction, like what I blurted out was not for you.
Right.
That was a recognition of you, even in that. With the degrees and whatever, they do recognize.
Yes, they recognize. They recognize. Anytime they have problems, they used to come to me. I've cut them off.
The least schooled in their minds, in the thought process, the least schooled.
Let me tell you something. Even when I was back in the streets and stuff, they knew I was sharper than them. The sad part about it is my eldest brother, who was assassinated in the streets of New York, he recognized it and he honored it. He respected it, I should say. But my elder brother now will never honor it. He can't see how a younger brother could be honored or respected in a higher degree than him. See, he got that teaching, thinking that, he came before me, he's supposed to know, he got the degrees, he's supposed to be the greater of mind and what have you, And he just playing in the field. Yeah. Allah gives us A.H.A.D give us the universes to look at. And he playing in a little field on earth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And they got all our people playing in that field. Not wanting to spread their wings, man, and become of the free. You know, so they caught up, man. But you know, it is, sometimes I've looked at people who are successful in the ways of the world, and I'll be like, and I get a feeling, and I have to tell myself, no, Allah said, fret not over what they have, man, because they're only going to have it for a little while. Yeah. It do touch me. It itch me. I used to say, Father, why you give to all the fools all the riches? When you could give it to us and we do this, but I had to stop just saying that. A.H.A.D don't make no mistakes. It knows what it's doing. You know, and it educates us in the highest form of education so that we can spread that out into the world. And then you have people that come around, they want to steal your words and run and take them and write them down and say that they coined these words or discovered these words or discovered this understanding and what have you. And at the same time, they're stealing from Allah, thievery from the Lord Most High, and not realizing that they are doing these things. And that's why you have so many false religions and false prophets, false teachers, and what have you. Because they get this information, they think it's just information. Not realizing the game of the devil. The devil knows that this information is power. Know it's alive, know it's real. You take a little bit of that and mix it in the bowl with all the rest of that stuff. But this is the power. The Lord's word is the power that gives the devil's bowl of mixed bull jive power. All that stuff that devil's saying from his own self is nothing but that the little drop of holy wisdom makes people stop and say, oh, okay.
We started, you know, with this particular topic. A.H.A.D broke down a word for us through you that it said that the word deen, which we know is the faith, that they know is the faith.
They know
the jinn,
right?
The jinn. And they have gone around through the universities and colleges, making the highest person in the school, the president, is the dean of the particular school.
Right.
You know, again, breaking off from the divine.
Wanting people to have faith in that leader.
Right.
You know?
We talk about that in the Constitution and all the different laws and the statutes being broken off from the divine. Those people but you wonder, those people are trapped, you know, they're caught up in all their scholarship and stuff like that. That little piece, that little drop that the devil places in the truth of A.H.A.D, might some of those people be saved if they're sincere in their hearts, if they down there.
That's not even a question.
Right.
Think about what you said. Might some of them be saved if they're pure in their heart?
Yeah. Are they pure? Are they?
You just said the key words. If they're pure in their heart, they're going to break away from that falsehood. You know, once A.H.A.D put his sincerity and his purity in your heart, you gotta go with it. But see, most people don't know what faith is.
Right.
They don't know what faith is. They think it's, you know, many different things. Their belief, they think is faith. You know, but faith is an essence of A.H.A.D Allah. It's an essence of El. It's a unit of being, just like the holy, the righteous, the all-powerful. Faith is an attribute. It's an attribute of A.H.A.D. When they say you need to have faith, they're saying you need to have A.H.A.D. You need to have El in you. You know? And it's in that essence, in that spirit. See, when we know of faith, we can feel its spirit. And some of us can feel its essence, its actual presence. More so than, how can I say it, compact or more dense than spirit. Depending upon your development of the psychic mind, the psychic eye. You understand? But that faith is an attribute of Allah that people should pray for. To have that put in them and on them, and where they can roll and ride in and live through it. You know, be protected in it. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's what my wife. That's what my wife and I was talking about. And she had A.H.A.D said, you know, there were some things going on. And she kept telling me, you know, you need hope. And one day A.H.A.D said to me, you need to learn hope again. And she said, I told you. I've been telling you this for the longest, for years. You need to have hope. And I got a little confused. And I started thinking, oh man, I know I spoke against hope. You know, that keep hope alive, that Jesse be talking about, you know, and going through changes. So she felt good. And A.H.A.D had me writing another book that is sent down. And it wrote about hope and faith, and it was eating hope up, tearing hope down, killing hope. And I was like, you said I need to have hope. A.H.A.D said you need to have hope in yourself, turning back to my service, even though your people are deceit artists and refuse to die in me. See, I had got to a place where I had rejected my service because I was so disappointed in people not being sincere and truly coming to A.H.A.D. So it said I need to have hope that I turn back to faith. Hope that I get back and to do what I need to do for myself to be protected. And once I acknowledge that, that's how this other book started coming. You see? And so I had to show her that, because she was wearing that crown, man. She had the belt, you know. And hey, I got the belt now, you know. And A.H.A.D made it clear. It said, man, faith is of Allah, is of me, is of A.H.A.D. It said hope is of man. They talking about keep hope alive. Hope is an attribute that comes from man, wishes. And they try to, every time you look in the dictionary, they be adding more meaning to things because of people's language. They try to say hope is faith now. And hope has never been faith. Hope is wishing. Wishing that things would be a certain way. That's hope.
Yeah.
I hope that this, that, and the other. You know, that's not from Allah. Allah don't hope nothing. Man hopes. Because if Allah wishes something, it's done.
Yeah. Thankful to A.H.A.D, man. As you being a sacrifice, the lessons of life that Allah, even in this lesson that Allah just explained, is a great blessing for us. You know, sitting here, those listening. You know how. I'm for lack of better words. You know, A.H.A.D is merciful. The humanistic quality. That's what, you know, how went to a certain point, and we know that you are of the faith, of it, you know. But even the trial for man, because now we're taking the trial of mankind coming at seeing these things. Say, see, I knew he can't be what this brother was talking about before about trusting A.H.A.D and the messenger, believing and being unified. See, people saying that say, see, wait a minute, he say he of Allah, then he spoke about one thing, but see, A.H.A.D in his wisdom.
But you know,
give a greater light and greater clarity. Because you always tell us, you always education. You always
they need to understand. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hopefully the people understand what you're saying, because I didn't cut you off. But what they need to understand is that the messengers is in the circle of the holy.
Right.
And when they come forth to you, to the world, they come as one.
Right.
But that don't mean Allah erase away their life. See, we still have our human quality.
Right.
It may be raised up to the highest, but we still have our human quality. And with the intimacy of the Lord, it lets us see that we still need it. Woe unto me if I ever thought that I was so great that I don't need any more education from my Lord.
You just said everything I was going to say. That's what I was going to. You still part of the divine education, even though He's raised you high as that. That's why I was going.
Even though it is assassinated me from this world, I still have a life. Even though it has shown me that everything about me belongs to it, it still let me have the illusions that this mind is mine. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, for people who look at what you just said, look at me like that, like he's saying he's a messenger, but he's saying this other thing. They say the same thing about the Holy Quran.
Right. Right.
Well,
Yeah.
it say this, but it say that. It's contradictory. No, it's not.
No, right.
And if you get into the flow of the author gonna show you how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
But people won't get into the flow of the author. They want to read it themselves and understand it themselves and bring their own mind
That's
into it. That's why I say I don't like the way that guy said that. I don't like the way he translated that. It should be this, that, and the other. I'm going to translate it myself. Wait a minute.
Right.
Understand what the words mean.
Right.
And ask the Lord to give you what it means by the words. This guy done translate and put you on track. So go beyond his translation
Right.
and go to the Lord. Lord, this book is to be recited. Recited by who? By me. Huh?
The reality of
I will recite it to you if you give that loan that I've given to you back to me. Give yourself back to me and I will recite for you. You know?
Lord Idris was referring to humanity. It was so enlightening you talking about how your experience of your own humanity caused you to look back to A.H.A.D and, remind you that A.H.A.D is a greater
Yes.
to turn to.
Yeah.
It's, for those who might be fooled by the humanity in itself, not being an aspect, a part of the divine, being belonging, owned by the divine and designed by the Lord of all worlds. They should look at the humanity as a blessing for them.
It is a blessing.
That's how
It is. It's a blessing for them,
yeah.
and it's a sacrifice. It shows
That's
my
why-
human
yeah.
sacrifice because, I can't have my cake and eat it too. I have to be A.H.A.D's messenger, and you see that I'm a human, and you say, "Dad, he's strong. He's this and that." No, I'm not. I'm not strong. A.H.A.D is strong. The strength of Samuel is A.H.A.D's strength. Because Samuel means the strength of El. You see? And that's in me.
That is a message to us. So,
Yeah.
that we reflect.
Well, it's another thing, too, to look at. The people who say that as evidence, something that you can see yourself as a sign from the law. You know how humble I can be. You're full of humility and laid back. And let people come and say whatever they want to say and think they're going to take over things. But when they start acting like, they got it, what happens? Then you see the lion. Say the lamb didn't turn into a lion. I thought you was a lamb. I know you did, but you didn't see these teeth hidden behind these molars.
The fangs, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the lion and the lamb. I'm of two sides. I'm balanced. I'm of the whole. There's two sides to me.
People don't take that same mindset and apply it to El. But they always go to the lamb side, the forgiving mercy. But Allah's, the fangs of wrath of either side. And the other side, they don't.
That's right. That's why we talk about, they talk about it's so merciful, but they don't talk about the merciless side. One of the things I had to learn as a youngster is that I got feminine qualities.
Yeah.
And when I as I was growing and developing, and I started recognizing my feminine qualities, and I started taking advantage of my feminine qualities, I said, okay, I ain't no homosexual, but yeah, I got my mother in me. So okay, let me get the good of my mother that's in me out of me and let it work for my life. You see? So I stopped running from my feminine qualities, trying to be so hard. Then I was able to understand my wife's better.
Okay. Right.
My daughter's better. You understand? Women better. Because I can look into my feminine side.
Right.
And I can relate. Now, he's in his wisdom, it caused me to be raised up with 2 girls older than me and 2 girls younger than me. So that I would see. So I can get a balance. You see, I ain't got no problem with the masculine aspect of me. I had the problem with the feminine aspect. Hey, I can't, why I hold my hand like that? I can't do that around the brothers. Gotta be hard. So I was practicing trying to be hard. And you got the brothers out there, they rock hard. Why? They not dealing with the feminine qualities of themselves. And then when they get broken and start dealing with the feminine qualities of themselves, they go overboard. Then they become gay.
Right.
Same with women. They got masculine qualities. They don't have to become gay. They need to understand their masculine qualities and get the best out of themselves utilizing those masculine qualities. I tell my wife a lot, you know, you gotta learn how to be a man.
Right.
I had to learn how to be a woman to become balanced.
Some balance, right.
You know? So now I see both sides of me come right together and then to the extreme, and I feel no threat.
Right.
When I was a teenager, you come to me and you look like you want to get into this behind, your butt was beat. Now it's no problem. Stay your distance. You be your way, to me be mine. You know, yeah, I seem kind of soft. Come on up in here and mess with this and see how hard I can be.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know, gotta use both sides, man.
Well, one other aspect of the humanity lesson that he gave to us concerning the book. Now, the people of religion, they get the illusions of their mind by what they perceive of reading from the book. But the difference between now the book, or the essence of Isa, if they're prepared to receive it sincerely, is the manifestation of the humanity, the human, the living book, the walking book, as they describe Jesus as being the walking word of Allah, and the other message is the walking word, Muhammad, the walking word of Lord, yourself. We give to the people, here. This is the thing that is happening now.
That's a hard thing for them to take. But go ahead and finish.
You just described how one communicates that. We're talking about educating the people in a public forum. How you educate. When you communicate, communication is not only by words, it's by inflection of your words,
right.
The height of your language, the type of your language, your body language, the look in your eyes. These are things we cannot experience from Muhammad or Jesus or Moses. We're not present for them.
Yeah, but see, it goes back to what we used to say some years ago. People don't, they could, like when Farrakhan's people wrote me those letters or wrote in the newspaper, we can believe in the messenger to come and one that has passed. We can't deal with one that's here now. You know, and how he ran from me because, and then said he was afraid of the messenger. He knows I'm here. He don't want to deal with the truth. You know? And that's why Allah turned and said he and Elijah's son were the worst of our leaders, the worst of our people, because they recognize the truth, but they take the way of Shaitan. I'm sounding like Nasira now. Shaitan. Satan. Set the devil Satan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but the thing about it is they don't take their mind and the concept of that Holy Quran. The problem is they take the concept of the world and try to put it into the Holy Quran when they're going to read. We got that.
We're going to hold that thought. Second part of this conversation, we want to thank our viewing audience for tuning into this program. May the Lord bless you with this understanding, to take in what you received thus far, and continue watching. May the Lord bless you.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed?